Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Welcome on our webinar. Hello.
Good evening. Hello.
Let's wait for a while and give a possibility everybody to join who registered. So we will wait a couple of minutes. And before we start, you already see our welcome presentation. This is just for us to talk a bit. Maybe you will share your experience, and we would like to know from where are you joining, which country, which city, what time is it for you now, and did you upgrade to ASPICE 4.0 already? So you may write your answers in the chat. We will all review together, get to know each other. I'm joining from Ukraine, and it's 6 p.m. already. Yeah. Hello, hello. So feel free to write your answer.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Well,
Hello.
good. From where are you joining? What time is it for you now? Just
Me
while we
from
are waiting.
Timișoara. It's 6 p.m. It's okay.
6 p.m. Okay, good. On the same time zone. So we have colleagues from Germany, from Poland, from France. Nice. So it's still not a sunset for you. Still some light outside in the street. Yeah. Romania. Oh, we have colleagues actually from different countries today. India, so almost bedtime. Good to see you here. Good. And regarding ASPICE 4.0, we don't still know any answers. I hope people are aware what that is. And yeah. Okay, I still see some colleagues joining. In a moment, we can start. Yeah? So hello again. Welcome to today's webinar. And today the topic is where ASPICE meets cybersecurity, challenges and best practices. And before we start, I would like to ask you to follow some rules. So you have the option to unmute yourself, but please stay muted during the webinar until our presenters are talking and until Q&A session starts. But if we are asking you to share some experience or answer the questions, please feel free to unmute. If you decide to unmute yourself, be advised that this session is being recorded. Usually we have Q&A session in the end, so we will be happy to answer your questions. You can put your questions right now in the chat as well. We will be collecting them and then try to answer one by one. You may also raise your hand if there is anything you would like to ask, and we will call you and you can ask your question. Thank you very much. Welcome again for those who joined recently. And today our speakers will discuss which software is cybersecurity relevant and which is not. We will see decision tree, how to determine cybersecurity relevance, cybersecurity in ASPICE, when and where it appears in the process, and we will discuss Stara and architecture, linking cybersecurity to development stages. And as usually, at the end of our webinar, we will talk about the next webinar. So let's start with also short introduction. My name is Olga, and I have been with automotive industry for over 5 years, working primarily as a certified Scrum Master and configuration manager. In addition to my Scrum Master responsibilities, I also actively contributed to several ASPICE assessments, specifically for the Sub 8 process, where I played a key role in achieving ASPICE Level 2 certification. So I'm very excited, and we will have definitely a great discussion today. Our guest today is Olena, an experienced project manager and product owner with over 10 years in the automotive industry. In the first 6 years of her career, she worked as a software developer, which gives her a unique perspective on the SPICE implementation from both technical and managerial sides. She also participated in multiple SPICE assessments for different projects and was certified as a provisional assessor to better understand the assessments from various perspectives. With this extensive expertise in process integration and assessment preparation, Olena has hands-on experience in overcoming the challenges of ASPICE adoption and aligning teams to ensure successful implementation. Welcome our guest. And let me introduce our host. Some of you may already be familiar with him, but for those who are not, allow me to give a brief introduction. This is Ronald Melster, known in the automotive industry simply as Ron. As a principal ASPICE assessor, he helps organizations, projects, and people achieve their goals. He focuses on balancing structure and standardization with pragmatism and efficiency. His journey began in the 1990s when he studied computer science in Berlin and Edinburgh. Initially passionate about coding, he soon discovered software engineering processes, from defining software requirements to modular development and process optimizations. So since the early 2000s, Ronald has been working in the automotive industry and became one of Europe's longest-serving ASPICE assessor in 2005. So for him, assessments are more than just ratings. They're about empowering teams, explaining why behind the processes. He has collaborated with multiple companies such as Bosch, Carmack, Nippon Seiki, Audio, Porsche, influencing hundreds of professionals. So one of his biggest achievements was leading a Bosch development division with 7,000 engineers worldwide to capability level 3. This is huge. Grand applause. Ronald is more than just an assessor. He is a mentor, a coach, sparring partner, and he helps people not just understand ASPICE, but truly embrace it. So please feel free to ask all your questions. And Ron, a microphone to you. Let's start with you.
Yes, thank you, Olga, for the warm introduction and a very warm welcome from my side as well. Before we start talking about standards and frameworks, we begin a little differently. We talk about a recent incident in a car. Olena, do you remember this picture?
Yes, unfortunately, this screenshot from a tragic event in China from October 14, very recent. A vehicle crash followed by a fire, and the driver could not escape because the electronic doors apparently failed to open.
Yes, so what happened here, this car was on autopilot and the driver was driving through a building site, and the system, the autopilot, failed to detect an obstacle or detected this obstacle very late. And then the system did what systems do. They hand over to the driver. This driver had 1 second between the handover and the impact on the obstacle. And He was braking with around 38%, and the impact was at around 97 kilometers per hour. We all know this because we have the data available because of the connected cars. And after the impact, as Olena mentioned, the car caught fire and an e-call was sent out. So to alert the emergency stations, and they went to help. As you can see on the picture, the people around the car tried to help the driver, tried to open the car from the outside. However, the door handles were fully electronic, and because of the crash, there was no power available, and the door handles did not open, and the people could not help for 12 minutes. Ironically, inside the car, there is a mechanical backup handle, but unfortunately, the driver was already unconscious. And so in a way, the car was secure. Now let's see. Do you think, is the door handle, this car component, cybersecurity relevant or not?
My first naive response would be no. What does cybersecurity have to do with door handler?
It's just a mechanical handle. I was not precise with my definition of system. It highly depends on how you define the system. Of course, the mechanical door handle itself is not cybersecurity relevant. But as soon as you connect the door handle to an ECU, and which it is, and send signals to the ECU, and the ECU is wired to the door handle to open the door handle, then it will become cybersecurity relevant.
So, yeah, which functions can you think which is cybersecurity, which is not, according to the criteria? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we can ask also our audience. No?
No, I will explain the criteria first,
Okay.
and I come back to your question, Andre, in a second. So we have this door handle, or if it's defined as the entire system, ECU and door handle, then this is called candidate in the standard ISO SAE 21434. And this workflow or decision flow is taken from the standard. The first question is the candidate an E&E item, so it's an electrical item or electronic item or component? And as I mentioned earlier, if it's a pure mechanical handle, then it's not. But as soon as it's driven by the electrics, which it is, then it's a candidate. The next question is, does the candidate contribute to the safe operations of the vehicle? And after this incident, we must say yes, the door handle contributes to the safe operation. The next question, and now we come to the question from Andre, does the candidate implement functions which require collection of processing of user-related data, like the fingerprint? If it's triggered by fingerprint, then it needs to store personal data. Again, if we come to the conclusion that personal data is stored or processed, then it's cybersecurity relevant. And the last question is, what most people think of cybersecurity: is the candidate connected to the outside world? Does it implement network components? Again, then it's cybersecurity relevant. Only if these questions are answered with no, then it's not cybersecurity relevant. So now the question is...
Thank you for the explanation. And now a question to you, colleagues. Which functions can you think which is not cybersecurity relevant according to this criteria? You may unmute and tell, or you may put it in the chat so we can discuss. about the fingerprint, Ron already explained.
Is
Yeah.
there anything left in the car which is not cybersecurity relevant? That's a question I discuss with everyone. A colleague of mine, he proposed the ambient light. If it's not connected, but if it's a key and then you can change the light, can dim it and the color, it might be not cybersecurity relevant. Andre, you have a question?
I would say, based on my experience, the features on the car that are like considered nice to have. For example,
Okay, yes.
coffee maker,
Okay.
ambient
Yes.
light for sure,
Yeah, okay.
massage in the seats, heated seats maybe. Yeah, these features that are nice to have. And all the ones that are with safety, airbags that save actually your life, it's for sure cybersecurity relevant, as I see this.
Yes, okay. I agree with the coffee maker and the massage. Can we go back to the criteria, please?
Yeah.
I don't agree with the seat heating, which you might not know. The seat heating is safety relevant. It has an ASIB because it can overheat and it can actually hurt people.
Okay.
While seating. Yeah, I wouldn't think about that too.
It's restricted to, I think, 47 degrees, and because that's the temperature a person can resist. But if the switch is not working properly, it can get to 60-70% and it get boiled.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. And massage, I can imagine while I'm driving, massage seat punching me somewhere on my, and I can do like that, you know.
It depends highly on the item definition, on the forces and the movement. If it's the motor is very weak for the massage, of course not. But if it can punch you and you get a shock, it may be safety related and therefore cybersecurity related. Which brings us to the first step of the so-called TARA. Threat analysis and risk assessment. This is what we do for cybersecurity. And the first step is to define what is our system very clearly, what is the purpose, what are the boundaries, and what are the interfaces. So here we have a first indication if the system is connected or not. And then we continue with the next step of the threat analysis and risk assessment, the identification of the assets. Assets are things which need to be protected. This can be a piece of software, a piece of hardware which needs to be protected in order to fulfill the purpose and the function of the system. It can be encryption keys which need to be protected, or as we have seen, the life of a person or the health can be an asset as well. And to all of these assets, the so-called cybersecurity properties are allocated confidentiality, integrity, or availability. Many people forget about availability. It's also property. The next step will be the analysis which damage can happen to the assets. And these damages are rated regarding the impact. Here are some named. The list can get very long. As we have seen, the damage can be to the safety. There can be an operational impact, financial impact, etc. And these impacts are analyzed for the stakeholders, the road user, the driver, the passengers, pedestrians. the operator, I will talk about this in a moment, and of course the OEMs, they can be impacted by the damage. As we've seen, there can be a damage to the road user regarding safety. For the operational impact, I have this example. If the attacker is able to lock the entire fleet of a car rental company or a car sharing company, then this has a huge operational impact because they cannot rent the car anymore, and this will lead to a financial impact as well. And we have seen this with this car incident, that the share of the OEM went down very, very fast. So there was a financial impact of this one accident. And these are the first step of the TARA, and then we continue with, can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, okay. So we have the damage, and then the next step will be analyzing how easy it is to attack the asset. What do you see on this picture?
I see a headlight and some plastic detailed piece of plastic disconnected and maybe broken. Maybe someone forgot to plug it back.
So it's a mechanical issue.
Yeah, something like that.
At first, it doesn't look like cybersecurity, yeah.
But it is. It's a cybersecurity attack. What happened here? The attackers removed the headlight, and behind the headlight there is a connector to the CAN bus, to the internal bus of the car. Then they sent some signals to some ECUs, opened the door, and drove away. And this is exactly what we do in the threat or attack path analysis. What steps does an attacker need to do? Remove the headlamp, connect, send the signals. These are the so-called attack paths. And the next step is to consider how easy this is. So how feasible it is to the attackers? Can they buy the devices on Amazon for 20 euro? Do they need to know internal system knowledge or even confidential information like keys? Do I need to be an expert? And how much time do I need? Are we talking about minutes to open the car, like in this case? Do I need to spend hours or even weeks to get the result?
Yep. Okay, so once we know how feasible the attack is, we also need to understand how big the potential damage could be. And this is where risk assessment comes in. We combine feasibility and damage to determine the overall risk for each asset. Let's look on the process step by step.
Yes, that's the last step of the TARA. As you mentioned, we have the damage to safety, operation, financial damage, can be big or huge or medium or low, and we combine this with how easy, how feasible this is, and this determines the risk for the cybersecurity property of the assets. And now we have a list of risks, and we can prioritize them, and we define for the high risks and medium risks cybersecurity goals, what we want to achieve. Here's one example which is very common. The communication between ECUs must be secured, or the fingerprint inside the ECU must be encrypted, and which is not very specific yet, which is very common to cybersecurity goals. And then we derive cybersecurity requirements. They can be implemented. Here we define the algorithm for the encryption and the key links. And this is more specific, and they are handed over to the implementation steps.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Now it's very clean, very clear how cybersecurity goals and requirements created. But what's the next steps? How these activities fit within our overall development cycle?
Yes, that's a brilliant question. So what we have discussed so far is month 7 on the left-hand side. So the ASPICE extension for cybersecurity adds additional process. Month 7, cybersecurity risk management, which translates to creating and updating the TARA. ASQ2 with supplier request and selection, we need to consider if the suppliers are capable of creating the secure system or software, and we need to monitor them if they follow the rules. And there's an additional V model for the cybersecurity processes. Starts with the cybersecurity requirements, which are the last step after the cybersecurity goals. And then, as I mentioned earlier, they are handed over for implementation. We need to implement an encryption algorithm or I don't know, the availability of the door handle. And with the colors here, the impact on the normal V cycle is shown. So we have the V cycles, which you know, the system V cycle, software V cycle, hardware V cycle, and these cybersecurity requirements in pink are handed over to the respective requirements processes for system, software, and hardware. The implementation of the cybersecurity requirements is done on system level in the architecture design. There are the decisions taken, software architecture design down to unit construction, and in the hardware design, the solution is provided. And then we have the verification if the encryption algorithm is correctly implemented. This is done using the verification steps on the respective levels, software or system or even hardware. And then we have one additional process, which is risk treatment validation. So why do we need this step? What do you think?
To ensure that, in general validation, we want to ensure that something that was designed or something that was intended to do so does so. So we just ensure that what we planned in the requirements, what we stated in the requirements, is really implemented. It really works and really protects as it is expected.
Yes, so we validate against the cybersecurity goals. I agree they're very high level, but that's the purpose of all the requirements, the implementation. There we validate if we have reached the cybersecurity goal, if it's secure enough or safe enough. Yes, so that's how these cybersecurity processes work together with the normal ASPICE processes in a very rough view, so to say. Are there any questions from the audience, or shall we continue? Andre.
Just a comment that it's continuous closed loop.
Yes, yes.
TARA.
Is it true that in the picture with the headlight that the attacker wanted to have access to the canvas,
Yes.
this mechanical issue, let's call it, with the bumper that was displaced, should have this kind of a rupture to signal that burglar tried to enter the vehicle from the mechanical way?
Yes, Yes, it was.
Because then we go into other discussions. Let's say you have really an accident and you get the car for the repairing, and the mechanical design should be very precise, not to break when the good people try to mount the new spare part that was damaged after the accident, and you know what I mean. And it's a hard mechanical issue, how to break and not to break the spare part, the plastic part, to ensure that the burglar entered, or
it's actually a challenge, of course, if we enter the mechanical area. How can we protect the internals, in this case the connector to the internal bus system? How can we protect this by mechanical means? That's a challenge for everyone. I have no idea how they solve this. If they place the connector to a different location, or they protected the connector, the internal bus, by other cybersecurity measures, so it was not so easy to send the signals anymore. So as you can see, we need to be creative, and we need to think like the attackers. That's one of the challenges.
I would like to add to Andrei's comment. Normally, when you park your car somewhere outside where thieves can physically access to it, you normally lock it, right? You have some security system in your car. When you have an accident and brought it for reparation to the service, you unlock it, right? So if car is locked and someone connects to your CAN system, bus system, or trying to unplug something, it may ring a bell to you that something going on with your car, even though it's on parking slot and locked.
But you're touching a very sensitive topic here. The cars are in different modes. The normal mode, when we are driving and locking, or we're handing it over to a repair shop. They have different access rights, which we need to protect as well. What if someone in the shop can flash a different version of the software, which leads then to an accident, or to unlocking your car when it is not supposed to do. We need to protect the entire chain, not just the product, but the people working in the repair shops. They must be part of the information security system, which is quite a challenge.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, zero trust. That's the mindset of information security. I used a different wording. It's not cybersecurity management system, but information security management system, where we protect information about how the system layout. How did they know that behind the headlamp is the connector? That's the first step. They had internal knowledge, and then they just removed the plastics and could access the canvas. How did they know? So the assets about the system architecture, or the information about the system architecture, can be an asset as well.
Yep. Ron, I wanted to ask, on all these verification stages, where penetration testing is done?
On the software level, it's mainly SW6, because penetration test is a specific testing method which is defined by cybersecurity. It's an additional method to challenge the software, and in general, it's done as a black box. In some cases, the internal penetration tester is given internal knowledge about the software architecture. So for them, it's easier. So it should be harder for the actual attacker.
Okay, thank you.
There is one question in chat if we want to take a look at that. Yeah. Can we not, or shall we leave it at the end, Q&A session?
Yes. Let's do it at the end.
Okay, and now shall I switch the slide?
Yes. Well, it has become some kind of tradition to promote a new book in these webinars, and this webinar is no exception. Yes, I wrote a book about the ASPICE extension for cybersecurity and how it integrates into the normal ASPICE. We touched a little bit, but of course there are more details, how they relate and how they work together. We have not talked about monthly project management, quality assurance. Are the cybersecurity requirements, are there non-functional requirements and therefore quality goals? Which I discuss in my book. However, the story behind this book is a little bit different. I started writing this book right after my first book about the normal ASPICE, the ultimate guide to automotive SPICE, 100 plus best practices, which you might have seen. And I almost finished the book, but then I got cold feet, and I want to show you why. I was getting nervous. So this is the book on cybersecurity, and here's already a measure I took. So that's the table of content, and here I explain, if I go to the right page, month 7, cybersecurity risk management, the TARA. I take the text of the base practices from the VDA, and as you might know, it's copyright protected, and you need to pay money to buy this base practices, the PAM. So I asked the VDA if I can publish the book and I can use the base practices, and I got permission yesterday, literally. So I moved on and finished the book almost, and I entered, as you might have seen, this copyright notice. This document reproduces material from Automotive SPICE process reference model with permission has been granted from VDA QMC. So I'm very lucky and proud, but I need some more days to review the book. Olena reminded me yesterday when we prepared the webinar, maybe you should review the books. She does what a good quality person does. And so you can pre-order it now, and I will ship the book next week, 7th of November. And as a little gimmick, you will get a discount of 20% using the Cybersecurity 2025 voucher. The link is in the chat in a second to the landing page of the book, where you can get more information, a table of content, and then you have to use the voucher to get the 20%. You can go directly to Stripe and pre-order the book, and you will get the watermarked PDF next week.
Great. Congratulations, Ron. Well done.
Very valuable book, I believe, especially after this explanation and the criteria. It would be very interesting to know what else we should pay attention at.
Am I right that, sorry, can I ask, am I right that I don't need to buy extension? I just can read your book and I know everything.
I didn't I didn't say this. Of course, I did not copy the notes from the assessment model. So there's more in the official document which you can buy from VDA QMC. I take the base practice and then I explain the base practice, how it can be implemented.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Good. So are we ready for discussion? I already saw there were some questions mentioned in the chat. We can start with those. Ada, please, is there anything you would like to ask our speakers? Feel free, you're very welcome either to turn on your microphone and ask your question directly, or you can write down it in the chat so we can read it after, yeah. Also, we have already received interesting question on LinkedIn before the webinar. Maybe we can start with that one. It will be a great place to begin. And the question was compared to the 2020 V model. There were added SEC 1, SEC 2, SEC 3, MAN 7 at first look. And are all these disciplines based on ISO 21434 and where
Yes.
we can read about the quantity metrics for these disciplines? Quality metrics. Sorry.
Yes, as you've seen, yes, these processes are added by the Cybersecurity Extension, so you're right. And these processes in Automotive SPICE are very well aligned with the ISO SAE 21434, but they are not redundant. So the ISO defines the methods, the how, the tables, and additional requirements like cybersecurity management system and cybersecurity culture, which are not covered by Automotive SPICE. But the TARA steps, which I presented today, are very well aligned with the MAN 7, so they are very similar. And the second question, neither Automotive SPICE nor the ISO define quality metrics. So we need to be creative to define quality metrics for these disciplines. I could think of coverage. Of course, the cybersecurity security requirements must be covered 100% by the implementation. This could be one quality metrics.
Thank you. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and there was another interesting question also before the session. There is cybersecurity for software, hardware, and the mechanical side in automotive. As far as I know, is my information correct? So we already discussed that cybersecurity processes affect all V models, system, software, and hardware. And all these processes are tightly integrated with all other engineering processes. Ron, would you like to add anything else?
Yes. As you've seen, the SEC process, the cybersecurity process, are independent of the domain. This is by purpose. For example, you could implement the encryption algorithm in hardware or in software. That's your decision, which is taken in as part of the system architecture. And the implementation in hardware could be more efficient, time efficient. So this is the justification for this architecture decision. So cybersecurity does not define in which domain, hardware, software, or system it's implemented, but it's handed over and it's part of the normal architecture decision.
Okay, let's take a look. Question we have actually in Q&A and in chat. So in Q&A, there is the interesting one: how to reach the best balance from cybersecurity perspective between Agile, continuous integration, and the SPICE.
Okay. That's not entirely related to cybersecurity. there's a chapter on this in my first book, how ASPICE and Agile can work together. So the question is, what is your definition of done in your sprint? It can be entire system, it can be software release, and if you add secure to the definition of done, we need to provide a secure system, then you can align agile way of working sprints to cybersecurity and ASPICE. Does this answer your question?
I hope so.
He or she is not here, maybe. Okay.
Okay, so what was else in the chat? Can we not consider the privacy impact, which is essential from cybersecurity point of view? For example, VIN number, which is sensitive and way to attack causing issues to warranty.
Yes, actually, the short answer is yes, we must consider the privacy impact, as we have seen, is confidentiality. And of course, we need to protect the VIN number. For those of you who don't know, vehicle identification number. In many cases, the VIN number can be mapped to a person. Maybe you have heard about this cybersecurity incident of Volkswagen. They stored tons of data in the cloud, Amazon cloud, and they did not protect it properly. So there was a movement data of people based on the vehicle number and email address, so you could see where the people moved around with their cars. So yes, it's the vehicle number and the privacy must be protected by cybersecurity.
If you allow me to add here a little bit, if we talk about privacy, in European Union we have GDPR, and it requires that all the information that may be used to identify the person somehow must be protected.
Yes.
This is what we faced in our project. One of our projects, it was, from my perspective, not cybersecurity relevant at all, entertainment, but still we had the requirement not to publish anything in logs that can identify the user, their habits, their preferences, even like list of favorite station can say a lot about person. So privacy is required not only by cybersecurity rules, but also by law.
Ironically, the movement data also included some military stuff in near Rammstein, so it was quite interesting. Yeah, they were not amused at all to see their data in the Amazon cloud. Fortunately, there's a Chaos Computer Club here in Germany. They discovered this. They informed Volkswagen, so they could fix this. But we don't know who got access to the data.
Okay, thank you for explanation, and even with such example, which definitely explains should it be protected or not. So also a question, penetration test. Is it a good practice to be performed on a vehicle level by customer?
So first of all, it's requirement by the standards, and even ASPICE for cybersecurity asked for Pentest. If I would do an assessment, I would ask for Pentest. The question is on which level. As we have seen on the mechanical level, this would be on car level. For the software, it must be done on the software level. It can go down to the unit level if it makes sense, but you have to start on the component level from my point of view.
Okay, good. In which conditions electrical door handles can be considered not cybersecurity relevant?
Electrical door handles.
Yeah.
According to the standard, if they are not safety relevant, and if they do not store personal data, and if they are not connected. However,
but they are safety relevant,
yes,
as we
yes,
saw
yes,
in this example.
Yes. If it's that's why I was hesitating. An electrical door handle is cybersecurity relevant. If it's a purely mechanical door handle, then it's not cybersecurity relevant.
Do we still have time? There are two more questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it.
At which quality gate all the SEC requirements should be 100% covered from B samples, from C samples before SOP?
This you negotiate with your customer. Depends on the milestone. Latest SOP, of course. Some customers, they want to see it earlier with 100% functionality. That is a milestone from Volkswagen. It depends on the customer.
Thank you. I asked this because you know the PM mindset that the product needs to enter SOP no matter what. So that's why I asked actually how dangerous it is, and yeah, if we can block actually the project from B samples, because we see, for example, the trend that only 20% maybe are covered, and we consider a danger and not realistic to be covered until SOP. So yeah,
we're talking about responsibility already.
Yeah.
So if someone decides, okay, 20% of the cybersecurity requirements are covered, 80% are not, we don't know how secure the product is, and still launches it, then this person takes over responsibility. I'm very clear on this. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Can we reuse Pentest results for projects based on similar or same assets? Do we have definite time period for acceptance, as cybersecurity is dynamic risk in nature?
The first question, yes, you should reuse the Pentest results, because the Pentest results, if they are done properly, they are a statement about this piece of software or software component. So you can reuse it, and if this asset or this software is used in another project, they should know about the Pentest results, especially if the Pentests fail, because they might need to do something. Yes, cybersecurity is dynamic. Someone mentioned it earlier. It must be redone all the time. There's one base practice in month 7. We have to watch cybersecurity incidents permanently. And if we come to the conclusion that this affects our product, our assets, we have to redo the TARA, we have to reconsider the cybersecurity requirements, and we will have to do new cybersecurity controls or measures. It never ends. But the webinar
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the answers, and colleagues, thank you very much for attending the webinar today. Our next session will be November 19th, and we want to make it truly hands-on. It will be called Revisiting the SPICE Core, Consistency and Traceability, my favorite one. And this time we would love you to bring your own examples, challenges, questions, anything related to consistency across requirements, design, test. So we will select few real-life cases, discuss them together with Ron, and we will find out how SPICE principles can be applied in practice, not just in theory. So prepare for that. Give us your ideas, feedback, cases, and actually we will look forward to seeing you there. I believe that would be very interesting.
Yes, it will. But challenging and interesting.
We already have one with Olga.
Okay.
We are preparing.
See you
I
on
see.
November
Yeah, somebody
19th.
is still typing. Maybe you can unmute if there is a quick question. If a vulnerability report say 0 vulnerabilities are identified, is it reliable?
I don't like the word vulnerability. It's one indicator. So maybe it's not secure enough.
Maybe we didn't dig deep enough.
Yes. The product might still have more vulnerabilities which we don't know about yet.
Okay.
If
Thank
you
you
have
very
more
much.
questions, you can schedule a meeting with me. You can find the booking link on LinkedIn, and we can discuss your specific questions.
That's a great opportunity. Yeah. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Okay.
Enjoy
Have
your
a nice
evening. Yeah.
Thank you.
See you
See
next
you.
time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.